What is this homosexual stuff? Can I ask you what is this homosexual stuff? What is it? What is it about? Can you let me know? I couldn't tell you. What's the draw of it? It can't be sexual, not for a man. It can't be sexual. Listen, I remember when I was a young boy, just getting out of high school, 17, and I was going to this video shop. It's like by Sherman School, grade school, where I come from, and they had a video shop over there. And I went to this video shop to get videos, just regular video. I was 17, 18, probably 19 or so. I've never seen a naked woman. Never seen a naked. I was too shy for one thing. Super, super shy. People thought I was so shy that people thought I was retarded. They thought I was retarded. I couldn't speak. I couldn't hardly talk. I was so shy, but I got out once in a while. But I was so shy. Until my mother, they thought I was really stupid. Because if I see a woman talk to anybody that talked to me, I couldn't hardly talk to them. So they thought I was retarded. But it was a spirit. And this is from from being young all the way to high school. And couldn't go to the prom. Women asked me, but I couldn't go. I couldn't really speak to them. It was like that. So people thought I was retarded. They thought I was stupid until my mother said, they took when I was younger, they took a test of my IQ because they wanted to, put me in a retard class, the yellow bus, because I didn't speak and I really didn't have interest in anything. And so, turns out I had an IQ of 130. That's what she told me. 130. And that played out later as me and my wife got a restaurant and nobody could work the computer. I was a steel worker. All I know is grease and cutting steel. That's it. And when I got into the restaurant business, it's a long story. I think I told you on another video. I didn't know anything about anything, not cash register. I had to learn how to count money. We all can count money, but my God, you had to count it that fast. Who counts it that fast? But anyway, nobody could get on the window computer because it's not like the computer. This is like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, so. And it's like it didn't have all that easy stuff on it to do. You had to go through a lot of different screens, and nobody could run it. My wife was the head of this whole store because she had all this college. I was just a steel worker, a grunt, as they say, and she had all of this college, so they put her in charge of the place, and she couldn't run it. Now all this college, she couldn't run it. She took care of all the books and did all this hard stuff that I didn't want to do, but she couldn't run the computers. And that was the first time I was really on a computer. And so I got on there. I learned all the different screens, how to get there, get back, take off, put on. And she was so happy. Nobody else wanted to do it. You want to get no? You want to get no? I said I'll do it, since I was the co-manager of the place, co-general manager. And so I got on there. I said I got to get this done, so I got it done for her. So that proves that I wasn't a retard. My mama was right. And so anyway, I was young and I was going to this video store and I was just getting movies, just regular movies. I was getting regular movies. And I was doing that for about 2, 3 months. And then but I kept seeing people going into this little room that people were going into. And at one point I got a little brave because I thought, shoot, I thought there was special videos that I can get, probably the top notch grand videos. So I said, what's that? What's in that room there? They said, you can't go in there. You're too young. And I said, no, I'm 18, 19. He said, no, you're not. Wait, give me your license. So I gave him my driver's license. And I showed him that I was 19, 20, whatever. And so, never saw a naked woman before in my life. Didn't know nothing about naked women, what people did, naked stuff. Didn't shoot, I'm that old and still didn't know what a woman was about because I was so shy. I went in there, and from the top of the roof, dang there, as far as you can reach up, and as far as you can reach down, bucket naked women everywhere. Bucket naked women everywhere. And it was like a culture shock to me. A culture shock. I've never seen a naked woman. This is like amazing. And so I had went in there, and then when I turned around, there was gay people in there doing things. And I'm like, well, what's that about? I've never seen that before. So I got a couple of those videos. So I took those videos home and I started watching. And this one man, as they were doing they do, he turned around and this is what he said. He said, I love you with a L-O-V-B. I love you. Ashy lips, hairy tail, big knots on his legs, on his foot. I took that mess off and I gave it away. I'm like, this is something I can't deal with. This is something. What is the draw? What's the draw? I couldn't figure that out for the life of me. A soft, beautiful woman, a soft, beautiful woman, told ashy lip, hairy tail, knots on his foot. I love you. Come on now, come on. What the frick was that? So I decided I was going to just get those away. And I said, in my older age, I decided, what is this about? What is this draw? Why are these people turning gay? There's no sexual draw to that. I don't care who you are. Ain't no man's gonna be sexually drawn to no man. It's just unnatural. That's why God called it unnatural. It's unnatural. It's not good at all. Why? So I looked into it. That there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of variables. And I found out what the main one is. And the Bible speaks of it. Deuteronomy 22:5. And this is the verse that I think the devil read and decided to make it a religion that goes against everything that's God. It goes against everything that's God. Let's go to Leviticus 10:10. Leviticus 10:10. Let's go there first. Okay? And that ye may put a difference between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean. There it is. You have to make a difference between holy and unholy, clean and unclean. You know, when people talk about clean and unclean, they talk about was that Peter saw the sheet come down with all the animals on it, and God told him to eat. He says no, he's not gonna. He's never eaten anything like that. You have to make a difference between clean and unclean, holy and unholy. The animals that are clean, God told you what was clean. The animals that are unclean, he didn't tell you to eat those. You see what I'm saying? Peter thought those men were unclean because they weren't of him. They weren't from his set. But he says that when people love God, they're clean. They're not, a pig is not meat. A pig is not meat. Shellfish is not something you're supposed to eat. It's not even included in God's clean, the things you're supposed to eat. And so, even if you go back, I'm telling you, let's go back one to go to 9, and it tells you about this is just a thing I want to throw in about the drinks of wine, and it says here it will tell you that Jesus drank wine or fresh grape juice, not strong fermented juice. So everybody's trying to tell you that Jesus was drinking wine, fermented or strong, as the Bible says, or call it strong, which is fermented. It moves in the glass. He said, don't drink anything that moves in the glass. So that's just a side note. But why are these people like this? It's because they don't believe in God, for one. As you can see, they don't believe in God. Their whole attraction is to fit in. To fit into a lot of different things. Girls do it too. Girls do it too. Look, the Divine Nine. It's part of a Freemason group of National Pan-Hellenic groups. It's called the National Pan-Hellenic Council, the NPHC, are church-based organizations. They try to fool you by throwing Jesus Christ in there. I had made a video before. They love to throw Jesus Christ in church. Homosexuals love church. They love church. That's their greatest thing is church. And they'll do anything to get into church. And when they come to church, it seems like they enjoy it a lot. And a lot of the homosexuals are very talented people. They play drums, they play bass. They play drums, they play bass. They sing. Very talented people. And there's something called the gatekeepers. I want to tell you. They're called gatekeepers. What does the gatekeepers do? The gatekeepers are the talented ones. The gatekeepers are the rich ones. The gatekeepers are the professional sports people. Oprah, they say, is a gatekeeper. I don't know Oprah, so let's just say she was. I don't know. They said Oprah's a gatekeeper. What is Oprah love? What do you say gatekeeper? Because a gatekeeper is who lets you in. Just say a club. He's the one that look at you, looks you up and down, and say, you can go in. You can't go in. Okay, you can go in, you can't go in. Now, this woman has billions. These people want to get in there so bad that they'll do anything to get in there. That's a gatekeeper. And they only put the talented and the super rich and the super sports people and the super actors as gatekeepers. Puffy, music-wise, they say is a gatekeeper. I don't know Puffy. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's been all over everything. He's a gatekeeper. He's homosexual. Or he's just like men. I guess you don't have to be homosexual to love men. I don't believe that. He's homosexual. Now you have to go through Puffy to get to the music industry. Now all these young boys have to go through Puffy, the gatekeeper. You can come in, you can't come in. You don't like what I do? Okay, get out of here. You won't strip down and do what I tell you to do? Get out of here. Oh, that's my career. I love this. I want to be this. So they pull their pants down. It's not sexual. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's not sexual. He has to pull his pants down. Now, Oprah, she's a star of the talk show hosts. She believes in homosexuality. She's never with a man, she's with Gayle, and they have rings. I can't say she's gay, because she hasn't said it yet, but we all know what it is. But she certainly believes in homosexuality. I mean, big time. Everything around her is flipping. So she's a gatekeeper. You can come in, you can't come in. And I want to be a talk show host. Okay, pull your panties down. And they do. This is Africa here, these people. This is Africa. Money-hungry pastors. And when you go through pastors, all of these white pastors, all of these black pastors who copy white pastors, we all got our religion from these white pastors. Come on now. We got our religion from these white Christian pastors who said that they're about money. Remember Simon the Sorcerer? He was trying to give money for the things of God, and Paul cursed him. You'll be accursed. But these people, these pastors, we got all of our, from Rex Humbard, that's so long ago, you young people don't know him, and Copeland and all of these preachers. This is where we got, because they put nothing but white preachers on TV until recently. YouTube got us into some black preachers. But if you didn't have YouTube, you only saw these white Christian pastors who said that they were preaching a lie. They told you they were preaching a lie. And you still follow. They told you now, we are preaching a lie. We're not telling the truth. And what do? You still follow. And now you have all of these pastors going into homosexuality now. Why? Why? It's not about sex. No man can love another man. Not like that. No man can love another man like that. Nope. Nope. You have the women. You have a gatekeeper. You have fraternities and sororities. And these are set up by white billionaires to pervert the black community, to hate each other, hate their people. Notice all of the people that's in charge, all of our black leaders, I think even Martin Luther King, were Freemasons. They were Freemasons. And all of these people, all of them, even the women in sororities, Divine Nine, is part of a Freemason group of International Pan-Hellenistic Council, the NPHC, are a church-based organization with strong emphasis, listen to this, with strong emphasis on faith and ministry. There's some of the Black Girls, GURL, Christian Fellowship, the Soul Sisters at First Baptist Charity, the Flourish Ministry, the Reach Center, the Shallow Baptist Church, the Wild Ministry. Why do they do this? Because they don't believe God. If you read the Bible intently, he said that the sheep are on my right. He knew what you were going to do in the last days. These are the last days. It's about over, people. If you don't wake up now, you're going to die and go to hell. You're going to die and go to hell. It's about over. He said the sheep are on my right side and the goats. Esau, Rome, Esau, and us black people that follow them for money's sake. When Esau, when who was that? Rebecca was his mother. When he wanted to fool, when Esau wanted to fool, Jacob, when he wanted to fool Esau, or he wanted to fool Isaac, the father, she put a goat skin on him. Read it. She put a goat skin on him. Goat has long, stringy hair. And the sheep have hair like wool. These goats, God says, Esau, I've hated. And this Esau wasn't even born. So it was the spirit of Esau that he hated. Not the man himself. The spirit of Esau, the spirit he had of throwing God's things away. Romans, Europeans, Americans don't really care about God. They care about money, power, and position. When Coach Prime was at the Black College, he was saying Jesus Christ and the Bible, and nobody said anything. But when he went to Colorado, they told him he had to stop praying. So he stopped praying on TV. He had to stop praying in front of the people hated it so much. Esau. Goat hair, stringy goat hair. You're the goat. The goats are on my left side. So I wanted to see if this had anything to do with the real world as far as goat. The goats. Because I know this has to do with hating God and loving money. Let's go to Galatians 1, 6 through 12. Galatians 1, 6 through 12. I got to hurry. Galatians 1, 6 through 12. I marvel that ye are soon removed from him that called you unto grace of Christ, unto another gospel. This is another gospel they was preaching. And they told you they're preaching another gospel. They told you these Christians and these if you read the Maccabees had to fight against these people, these Freemasons, these sororities and these fraternities who come against black people. They come against black people. Read the Maccabees. He had to fight against these people, these black people, these Jewish people who were just like him. He had to fight against them because they were sorority, they were fraternities, as you will. It says here, it says in 6, another gospel. 7, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of Christ. You're perverting the gospel of Christ. They're perverting the gospel of Christ. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than which we have preached unto you, let him be what? Accursed. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care what color they are. I don't care if they preach like a God. What did Jesus Christ say? If an angel of God come down and preach to you another message. That's why you got to know the Bible, people. You got to know the Bible. You can't know pastors. You got to know the Bible. What does the pastor say? He says women can preach in the church. What does God say? He says women keep silent. He says women cannot be over men. If that pastor said a woman can say something in the church or speak, that's fine. But you can't be over men. You cannot be a pastor, a minister, a elder. You cannot be a bishop. You cannot be one. That's over men. So you believe pastor. You're going to die. You're going to be deceived. I'm telling you. Oh, that really don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing in your spirit life and whether you're going to hell. Yes, it does. If you believe that lie, you'll believe any lie that they tell you because it's another gospel. Number 9. As we said before, so say I now, again. If any man preach another gospel unto you than that which have been received, let him be accursed. For do I now persuade men or God? What do? Do you love men or God? This is what I'm saying. That's why I keep saying pastors. Do you believe in pastors and what they say? Or do you believe in this Bible and what God says? It says it right here. For I know, this is 10, for do I now persuade men or God? For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please man? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of God. Listen at that. Listen at that. You shall not be the servant of God. But 11, but I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man. Freemasonry is of man, and it is a religion. Oh, listen to me. You don't have much time. God is going to wipe out these people. God is going to wipe out everybody that wears dresses. God. Let me go 12 again. For I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Let me read 11 again. But I clarify to you, brother, that the gospel which I preach is of a preach of me is not after man. Freemasonry is a gospel preached after man. You can't hear me, can you? Because it's too hard to switch over to God now because you're comfortable in your ways. It's too hard to switch over to God now because your heart is hardened. How is your heart hardened? Because he gave you a lot of friends in the evil Freemasonry. He gave you a lot of friends. You get to go out to a lot of parties. Oh, they even loan you money. They may give you a car. Your heart is hardened now. You can't go. You're signed up to die, to burn in hell because your heart is hardened because you love what you're doing now. Your heart is hardened. You're not going any other way. Number 12, for I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Jesus Christ. That's the only way. By the revelation of Jesus Christ. Let me show you this here. That's the only way. Why do these men wear these kilts? Oh, it's tradition, right? It's tradition. It's tradition, right? Why do they wear these kilts in the Scotland? The Scottish Rites, they call it. The Scottish Rites. These men are homosexuals. And they wear these dresses and you think it's okay. Why do these men in America wear dresses? It's not sexual. Oh, hard-leg, hairy butt man, don't turn no man on. It's about money. What is the root? The root of all evil. What is the root of it? Money, power, position is the root of all of this evil. No man can be turned on by no hairy leg man. No man can. I don't care who they are. You cannot be turned on by no hairy leg man. Bald head, ugly men. You cannot be turned on by that. The root of the very thing that gives you life in the dirt. You have all kind of sins. Where are all of these sins coming from? The root of all evil is the love of money. Not money, because it's a tool. And they know how to use that tool to get you. But it's your love of that money. I'll do anything. I'll bend over and let a man pop me. Because you love money. You love the root. And your devious heart, females, your devious heart, men, you're going to join the main people that put you in dresses. These people are Freemasons. The Scottish Rite is where it started from. It's where it started from. And now when you get into be a 33rd, the 33rd are the top people. Now these people who are homosexuals want you to wear a dress to be after them. Let me show you something else. You have to, these are the main people. Let's see how far back it goes. Let's see how far back this goes. Look at that old black and white. This is how far back it goes. And what does that say? The Scottish Rite, Freemasonry. The Scottish Rite, Freemasonry. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? It goes back way back to when it's black and white film. Let me play a little bit of this. I guess that wasn't the video. Yeah, I put it on the video. But anyway, let's see here. Here it is. Here it is. I had the wrong one. Okay, let's go. Please play. No sound. What's happening? But anyway, the 33rd Scottish Rites. Now, since the video won't play, I'm telling you, it went back. I really don't need the video. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it goes all the way back to Esau. I hate Esau, not because of his color, because he hated the things of God. I'm not trying to say hate white people. There's a difference between, no, I am saying hate white people, but I'm also saying hate black people. You are righteous people. You are not white who hates everything black, who are Nephilim, demons. You are not black people who hate white people, who hate anything white, who hate even you. Look at these people in Congress. They vote against you. Look at that one lady who said you don't deserve $5,000 when they're trying to give every black $5,000. Everybody $5,000. She said, "Oh, they don't need that." These are the people that's black that serve you, telling you you don't need $5,000. You die and don't have food. These are Freemasons, all of them, because there's a gatekeeper. There's a gatekeeper in the movies. There's a gatekeeper in Congress. There's a gatekeeper in the presidency. There's a gatekeeper in Hollywood. And there's a gatekeeper in church. Mark my words. Remember Bobby Jones? That's when it all first started. Effeminate acting man. Do you remember Bobby Jones? I hope you do. Effeminate gatekeeper for the Christian church. And now gay people love the Christian church. You can go that way if you want to. You think I'm talking about Jesus Christ. You think I'm talking about just Christian. I don't care if you call me a Christian. Because you mean it in the godly way. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I'm gay today, which means I'm happy. I take it the old way. So now, since I'm gay meaning happy, not gay meaning gay, and what is the other ways that you see? They change the meaning of what these things are. I'm happy today. But you can't say Christian and call me a Christian. I'm like, what do you mean by Christian? Do you mean these homosexual Christians today? See, the meanings change. Gay used to mean happy. Now it means homosexual. Christian used to mean follow Christ. Now it means be gay. Everything's turning that way. And when they the abomination, the abomination that caused desolation today, it was the pig. They slaughtered the abomination pig on the altar. And today, what is the abomination that causes desolation of the church? You should really run when you see that. God says run. When they allow homosexuals to preach in the altar, and these money-grubbing preachers are going to allow this. And you know, when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego bowed down, didn't bow, I said, what do I have done? Maybe I'd have said, I got to tie my shoestring and bow down so I won't get thrown in the fire. Let me tell you. But see, when somebody says, bow down to this God, You can't bend your back at all, and I don't care what for. Even if you're hurting, you can't bend your back at that moment. That means you have given over your life, given over your. Esau just traded God's his birthright for some beans. See how easy it is to be sentenced to hell forever? When they tell you to do something, when they tell you that you've been spitting on God's holy Sabbath day that you take your shoes off, that he says is my day. He never said a Sunday. He said the first day of the week. But he did say the Sabbath. If you break Sabbath down in the middle of it, it says Abba. Abba. I was working at a Jewish restaurant before I got my own restaurant. And the little girl says, Abba, where do you want these apples? I'm like, Abba? Abba? What's Abba? I said, what does she mean, Abba? He said, oh, that's the name of God. That means Father. Now, God put his name in Sabbath. And it's written on our foreheads because we do it. You say, I spit on your day because you're going after traditions of men. What did the Bible, what did I just read to you? Go back to Galatians 6 through 12, 1, 6 through 12. What did it say? You're going after traditions of men. You're obeying men. And you should be obeying God. You're obeying men and you should be obeying God, the Bible, and what the Bible says, but you obey men, you spit on God's Sabbath, which is in your forehead, the name of God. And you say, I'm not going, I can worship any day. No, when they say worship, if I'd have bowed down to tie my shoes, I was worshiping. I would go to hell. If they tell you to worship if God says worship on Saturday, you say, no, I do Sunday, then you're bowing down. You're bowing down. And let me tell you this, like it's saying, you're either going to do God or you're going to do man. The government is going to tell you, okay, we need it's getting bad around here. We need a good day of rest. Oh, rest. Sort of like Saturday. Our image. Okay. The spitting image, Sunday is the spitting image of Saturday. Okay. The image, we worship in the image. They said, okay, now you're going to rest on Sunday. You're going to rest on Sunday. And guess what you're going to say? Okay. You didn't say, oh, Jesus, Lord God, yes, Saturday. Okay, you said it in the Bible, I'm going to do it. You didn't say that. You said I can rest any day. I can bow, and when they say, all say bow, I can make sure my stand up. Anybody who, when they say bow, you say, well, let me tie my shoelaces so nobody will know. Then you get down there and say, Lord, forgive me. You done lost it. You going to hell. You going to hell. You going to hell. You can't do the Sabbath, even if you're working, because we are a captured people. You are not Christians. They are not a captured people. They're telling you a different gospel. They are not a captured people. They're telling you a different gospel, another gospel that has nothing to do with us. We are a captured people. They say Sunday, and you don't have to do the Sabbath. You say, okay. You are not them. You are not them. Please, people, understand that God's day is written on your forehead, written in. He put his name in the Sabbath. And when you are working, you pray and say, God, take me out of this work so I can honor your Sabbath. God will take you out and give you a better job and more money, and you don't have to work Saturdays. I go from God says the Sabbath is a day, and God says Jesus Christ Himself says 12 hours is a day. So I don't do Friday. That's a preparation day. That's when you get all your stuff together. You get all your foods together. You get everything cooked up, and so all you got to do is warm it. He didn't say you couldn't have a fire. You say you can't kindle a fire. That means you have to go out and get wood in the old days and pick it up. He don't want you lifting stuff like that. He wants it all ready to be in there, all your wood in there, and burning for 12 hours. And it can do that. So you have to understand, am I going to worship man in his Sunday or God in his Sabbath? Like I said, you can do the Sabbath. You just got to not buy and sell. It's all about buying and sell, right? You know the beast, who he is, but you don't know who God is. You know the beast's mark, but you don't know God's mark. But I hope this gave you a little understanding that this whole thing is not just something happening. It's not just gay. It's not just sexual. It's not sexual. You can't be sexual towards no man. It's all about the root of all evil: money, power, and position. God bless you. I love you. I hope you'll learn something today.